So guys, I think I have officially found my new favorite game. Let's talk about this.
Mistakes were definitely made.
Slim!
Y'all know what day it is? It's bath day.
Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here, and it is 2020, and boy, what a year it has been already. We're not even a month fully into it, and there's just been so many dark things or bad things kind of taking the joy out of a lot of stuff. I mean, in gaming alone, we've had delays announced. We've had PlayStation announced they're not going to E3. We've had Cyberpunk delayed. We've had so many games delayed. We've had a couple games canceled. And then outside of gaming, in the bigger scope of things, in the real world, I myself have had a lot of stuff going on personally with health-wise. We've had stuff going on in the world. We got the coronavirus sweeping the world. We've had the passing of Kobe. We got Billie Eilish taken home 4 Grammys. It's just been a dark time, and we're only a month into the world. But in that darkness, there's been a little bit of light. On the 21st, this game, TemTem, released into early access on Steam and essentially took the world by storm. Blew up way bigger than I think the developers even intended. Took a lot of us by surprise, and man, this has been the shining little bit of light that I honestly needed at this point in time. Because guys, this game has lit a spark and found its home in a key demographic, and that demographic is people like myself. I was in elementary school when Red and Blue came out. I was in middle school when Gold and Silver. By the time I was in high school when 3rd Gen came out, I had discovered girls. I had started to fall out of love with the franchise. I'd started to fall out of love with the idea of buying 2 copies of the same game to get the same stuff, and then finding out that I was going to have to jump through a bunch of hoops to even be able to transfer my original generation Pokemon onto the new games. It was a giant headache, and by the next generation I was out of high school, or I was at the very least getting ready to be out of high school. I was working full time. I was with the girl who would be my wife today. I had a lot going on, and a lot of adults now were like that. A lot of us played the original generations, and we just grew up, and there were a lot of features that Nintendo and Game Freak didn't give us that we kind of didn't even know we wanted, but if we had had them, might have actually stuck around. And I didn't even realize there were features that would have made me stick around Pokemon more until I started playing TemTem and realized, wow, this game has features that I would have loved to have had when I was younger. Now, obviously, back when the original generations were out, it wouldn't have been possible for Game Freak to really do what TemTem is doing. It's something that could only be done with today's technology with online servers, but it's something that Nintendo could easily do now and still kind of refuses to do so. For instance, this game is it. This is the only one you're going to have to buy. You're not going to have to go out and buy the same game, just a different version to collect TemTem that's not available in this one. You're not going to have to go out next generation and buy a whole new game to start over, and you're not going to have to do it the generation after that. This is an online MMORPG. This character that you're making now, you're going to be able to start with and play with and adventure with through Generation 1, Generation 2, for however long they decide to keep making content for this game, keep expanding the world, and keep making more TemTem. You're going to be able to grow with this character, which means big things for this as a franchise if this is the route they decide to go and continue making content for the game. And with all the additional types and all the different battle mechanics that go into this game, it makes it a lot more strategic than Pokemon is. And I hate to say that because I'm a huge fan of the original Pokemon games, but this battle mechanic feels way more complicated and way more strategic than Pokemon ever really did to me. And sure, its bright colors and world design does kind of make it look like it's trying to appeal to the younger generation, the generation that's fans of Pokemon now. But if you actually play through the game, read some of the dialogue, find out how complicated the battling can be, how much more advanced it is than Pokemon is even now, you'll definitely be able to tell it's clearly designed with the older generation at heart, the generation of fans that were fans of the original Pokemon, and you can tell that. You can see it right off the bat as soon as you start playing that that's who this game was intended for. Even the starting TemTem will give you a different level of strategy that you're not really that used to because they're different types. Instead of it being fire type, grass type, or water type, you actually are getting crystal type, melee type, or mental type. Now, one thing I want to say, I want to go ahead and clarify, when I did the early access video, I was glossing over the starters real fast, and I slipped up and I actually said grass type, fire type, mental type. That wasn't because I didn't actually know what they were, it was more along the lines of, I knew, I forgot, and I was so excited about playing with my mental type that I just kind of glossed over it real fast when doing my video and forgot to go back and fix it. So if you've watched that video and you're confused, the two types that I did not choose in the last video, they are not grass type and fire type, even though they are green and orange. They are crystal type and melee type. But starting out with one of these types does add an added layer of strategy, because while you might not start out with a grass type, a water type, or a fire type, those types are still in the game, and because of all the different combinations of types, there's going to be so many times while you're getting used to the gameplay where you think you've got the type to counteract another type. Well, it turns out you don't, because they're half this type and they can actually nullify damage from the type that you thought, and that kind of stuff happens all the time. There's been so many battles I've been like, okay, well clearly if I use an electric type against this water type, I'll do fine. Well, it turns out that water type was also half earth type, and my electric really didn't do much of anything. There's a lot of strategy here in the battles, and it takes a lot of getting used to. But that's part of the fun. That's part of why I love this game so much, is because I'm getting to relearn all over again at a higher level, and I love it. But guys, this game does so many things right. It essentially takes nostalgia, smacks it in the face, and ties it to a chair for a long haul. I mean, it doesn't go away for a long while, especially if you're somebody like me who played the games way back in the day. So if you're fans of the original generation of Pokemon, I highly recommend you check this game out and give it a shot. I was a little on the fence with the $35 price point. It did make me a little bit nervous about the game's future, because I didn't know how many people are going to pay $35 to play a Pokemon clone. But luckily, it seems like word of mouth has expanded. We got guys like Ninja even playing this game now. It's definitely gotten bigger, and at one point in time, there was actually a queue of like 20,000 people. So, I mean, it definitely has the player base now, and the $35 price point doesn't really worry me. I think I'm up to around 40 hours now in game. It just came out on the 21st, so I've been putting in quite a bit of time, and so is a lot of other people. So $35 I don't think is a bad price point for the game. I do worry about its future at that price point, and I will be discussing that in a podcast on Thursday with a few other guys, so stay tuned for that. But right now, as for where the game stands right now, $35 buy-in for early access isn't a bad deal. It's what I did with Dauntless. I didn't regret it with Dauntless, so I definitely recommend checking this game out. But guys, that's all the time I got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and hit that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do us a favor and ding that bell icon. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please do us a favor and mash that thumbs up button. Unless, of course, you're one of the easily offended snowflakes and you've already mashed that dislike button. I know you did. Anyway, check out some of our stuff over on the left. Check out some of our links down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.